broadcasting live from an undisclosed location. This is the TCMMA podcast with your host, Chris Cross.
Whoa!
Dana White privilege.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, baby!
Dana White privilege. Privilege. Privilege.
We are live for UFC 307. Jose Aldo making his way to the octagon as we speak, and we got some big fights ahead. Jose Aldo, Mario Bautista, obviously. Then you got the women's bantamweight title on the line. Juliana Pena looking to take the belt back after she lost it to Nunes and has been out for a long time. Rockwell Pennington has since taken the belt, right? Has since got the belt. So some big fights coming up for sure, so stay with us throughout. We're going to be live until this thing is over. Please believe it. And both guys look like they're in great shape. Bautista pacing back and forth. He's ready for this thing. Jose Aldo, a legend. You know, we predicted him to win this thing. And we'll see. We were rolling until Kevin Holland pulled out in the previous fight. He didn't come out for round number 2. So Aldo, 38 years old, getting older every day. The time is now, right? He's going to be 2 inches shorter than Mario Bautista as well. So we got this one. Then we got the women's bantamweight title. And then, of course, Alex Pereira puts the belt on the line against Khalil Rountree Jr. So that's what's coming our way. Both fighters getting introduced right now. And it's been a heck of a night so far. I mean, you've had a lot of decisions, 4 finishes, I guess, if you count the Kevin Holland, which it does. It counts as a TKO. I mean, the fight got finished. So kind of split between decisions, 2 submissions, a couple of TKOs. Big one by Joaquin Buckley earlier in the night. But we'll discuss that during the break for sure. Right now, we got the legend being introduced. And that's Jose Aldo. Let's go, baby. All right, so here we go. Jose Aldo, Mario Bautista. Big bantamweight fight at UFC 307. And Jose Aldo's kind of been all over the place through his career, it seems like. I mean, featherweight division, back to bantamweight, back to featherweight, back to bantamweight. So he's kind of going back and forth as of late. But now he chooses to go back to 135, and he faces a stiff test in Mario Bautista, who's a bad dude. And who would the crowd root for here? Because Bautista, American, Jose Aldo, a legend, right? And we'll see. And Mike Beltran signals start. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. First strike landed by Bautista. It's a leg strike. And this is going to be a very, high activity type of fight as we, first 20 seconds is gone and these guys are both bouncing around. Bantamweight fight, you're going to see a lot of that, a little bit of power. And this is 10 versus 11. Ooh, nice counter by Bautista, followed by a left-right combination. And when will we see Jose Aldo start to slow down? Will it be right now? I mean, he's kind of mid-30s, not headed towards 40 just yet, but mid-30s, getting up there in age. And it just seems like he's been around for 20 years, even if it's only been 10 or 12. And we got some control time here by Bautista. The crowd's already booing. They're getting tired of this tonight. The referees have broken things up early throughout the night for some reason. And we know Beltran is a guy that will definitely break you up. So we'll see if he follows suit with the other referees, but it's been a major topic of discussion. We've had at least 5 breakups tonight, and 3 of them were questionable, if not 4 or 5. Hear Joe Rogan talk about this all the time. And I'm kind of with Joe Rogan on this. Like, in real life, no one's pulling you apart, right? You want it to be as realistic as possible, but you also want some action. And you're trying to meet that in the middle somewhere. But anytime they stop it or they pull a fighter off, it's like that's not natural what would actually happen. So you're giving an advantage to the guy who's being held down. Not much action here. Bautista is holding Aldo against the fence. The crowd is getting a little jittery. They want to see something happen. Yeah, and you can't blame them. You can't blame him. Big left by Bautista. Now Bautista really utilizing the knee, and Aldo turns out of it. Ooh, big knee by Bautista. And a leg kick by Aldo. Aldo takes a right. Lands a right. Okay. Ooh. Bautista comes in with a big right. Aldo swings out of it back to the center. 2 minutes left, round 1. Come on, Jose, you got to get going, baby. And it's going to be hard for Bautista to take down Aldo, but he's clearly trying to control him up against the fence. And definitely utilizing those knees along the fence. Boo's picking up. Crowd does not like it. You see a long 3-round decision by Kayla Harris and Ketlin Vera. And then in the next fight, Kevin Holland's got to pull out after round 1. So you don't get to see like a real finish to that fight. So the crowd wants to see some action here. And it just so happens we've got a bantamweight fight, and these things sometimes go to decisions. If not a lot of times. So. Ooh, big right by Mario. Now big right by Aldo. And the crowd likes that. It's kind of a mixed crowd, but when Aldo's landing, he's getting a big roar. Which I find interesting because throughout the night, you got the fans chanting USA. But then you got USA versus Aldo. Which way will the crowd go? And Aldo certainly doesn't look comfortable, right? Oh, he lands a nice left-right combination there. But just not comfortable. Bautista, outpacing him by a little bit, 18-13 in significant strikes. He's outpacing him in head strikes as well, and a spinning back kick to end the round by Bautista. Seems like Aldo missed most of that. But that thing whipped around at the bell. So round 1 is over, and I think you got to go with Bautista there. 35-20 in total strikes, 18-13 in significant strikes, 9-6 in head strikes. So Bautista's leading right now. And this is going to be a long haul for Aldo if he's going to win this thing. And the corner telling him what they should, right? You need to create pressure. I mean, Bautista's landing when your back is up against the fence, when you're sliding backwards. And I get it's easier said than done. But Bautista's bringing the fight to Aldo right now. And it doesn't look like the same old Aldo. But that could be because Bautista is the one providing the pressure. So Aldo's going to have to pick this thing up if he wants to get this victory. All right, here we go, round 2. Both guys touch gloves, very respectable. And a big knee by Aldo to start. And you should see some more activity here from Aldo. Already you're seeing it. Long historical career for Aldo. He'll always be a poster for Conor McGregor when Conor McGregor won his first belt, dropping Aldo in 13 seconds back in the day. But Aldo's still around. You know, he recovered from that in terms of the length of the career. A lot of guys would be heading out at that point in time. Now things are picking up. Bautista puts his head down, and he's got the single leg, but Aldo's trying to pound away and gets a leg loose, and the crowd likes that. Aldo definitely looking better here in round 2. Now Bautista open it up a little bit. Come on, Jose. Come on, Jose. That's what I'm worried about, Aldo getting tired. There you go. Big right by Aldo. And when he lands, it's hurting Bautista, that's for sure. Both of these guys opening up. Bautista lands a big left. Ooh. Bautista drives him back to the fence. Things will slow down for a second. Yeah, the crowd doesn't like that. Here we go again. But Aldo's, you know, stuffed all 4 takedowns. Bautista all he can do is just get control time against the fence. That's not doing anything. But it was enough to give him the lead in round 1 and probably the round. Aldo looked much better here in the first 2 minutes. And is now taking the lead in significant strikes and head strikes. So it shows you some big shoulder strikes by Bautista. It's crazy. I mean, Bautista, it almost seems like he has no chance to take down Aldo. I hate to say that. Crowd's booing now. But Aldo, a great takedown defense. Some big shoulder strikes. Here we go again. Bautista trying once again, getting a single leg, trying to pull him off the fence. Aldo's not having it. And he continues just to defend along the fence. Now he shoves him off. Here we go. Back to the center. Big right by Bautista. Ooh, baby. Ooh. Come on, Aldo. Settle down. Big right by Aldo. These guys are swinging now. These guys are getting after it. These boys is getting after it. Let's go. Yeah, so kind of the opposite of round 1. 18-13 Bautista. Now 19-13 Aldo. Still with 1:20 left, so the pace is definitely picking up. And Aldo does not look like he's maintaining the endurance. It looks to me like he's getting a little tired. Bautista going in once again with the control time against the fence, and the crowd continues to boo. They don't like it. Come on, Aldo, you got to do something here. And Mario's trying. I mean, he's got the single leg, he's got the leg up, but good leverage by Aldo as he shoves him off. And now he opens up big time. Left-right combination. Final 20 seconds. Man, Aldo's still got the boxing capabilities, that's for sure. And now Mario coming in for another takedown. And Aldo goes right back to the fence. And just a great job by Aldo to stay upright. And hopefully he's getting credit for this defense. We'll see. Likely 1-1 going into round 3. And listen, I'm ready for 8 rounds. in the first 2 fights if the last one ends in the first. You know, I figured this fight would go to a decision. I figured the next fight, which is 5 rounds, so we're going to have to come up with some stuff to talk about tonight. But these are 2 fights that are made for decisions. Although Juliana Payne is capable of finishing the fight too. We'll have to wait and see. Pennington, I think if she wins, got to go to a decision. Ooh. Beam. Beam. Ooh. Boy, Aldo looks good when he's connecting. Both guys are up. Round 3, we're going to get it. And it's only going to get better and better throughout the round because both guys need this round. I'm sure their corners have told them that. And it's going to be a big round to win the fight. Okay, Aldo. And I'll tell you, Aldo's still got the power. Like, if he lands one, it's going to be trouble. But it's just landed. You know, he's like over 5, over 6. Hasn't landed. But he is throwing crisp shots. Just unable to connect. There's another one he misses. Slides off the head of Bautista. Another big right misses. See, he's going to wear himself out here. First 40 seconds. And Aldo's probably throwing 9 strikes that have all missed. Come on, Aldo. Let's go, man. It's close. 50 to 46 right now. Bautista has a lead. But it really just comes down to this round. So we'll keep an eye on that. See, and Bautista continues to close the gap and pressure Aldo until eventually he goes in for the takedown. Never gets it, but pushes Aldo against the fence for a good minute, just controls him there. I just want to see Aldo land one of these. Come on. Here comes Bautista again. Here we go. Back up to the fence. Crowd boos once again. But, the guy in the first row is just looking up at the sky like, please, gosh. Yeah, now just having trouble with the pressure. I mean, he's just having trouble with the pressure. He can't get off the fence. He's not giving up takedowns, but he just cannot get off the fence. Ooh, almost got the takedown. Didn't get it, though. And when Aldo shoves off here, he's going to have to finish these final 2 minutes and just go off. If Bautista can land a takedown here, which he hasn't yet, that would be huge. I mean, he's going to go over 6 minutes of control time, which is incredible. No takedowns, just pinned up against the fence. Crowd chant, let's go, Aldo. And despite Bautista being the American, the crowd's going with Aldo because he's a legend, and they're going with him too because they don't like this control time stuff. They want to see a fight. They're dying for something to happen, especially here in the main card. Ooh, Mike Beltran separates it. Oh, Bautista goes right back into the same position. You know, and it's like, If you're the crowd or the ref, what are you going to do? I mean, Aldo's also got to defend the position. Bautista's just going right back in. Beltran's probably going to break him up again. But if Bautista goes right back to it, what are you going to do? And Aldo looking at the clock now. He's desperately trying to get out of there. Looking at the ref to break it up, and Beltran shouldn't break it up because Bautista's making moves. And here we go. Here we go. Final 45. They're back to the center. Aldo's opening up. He's got to finish strong. He's got to finish strong. Because Bautista's winning this round. But Aldo lands a big left and a right, and the crowd loves it. Oh, come on, Aldo. Dang. It's going to be interesting to see how they judge this. Because Bautista hasn't done anything with this control time. Just pinned him up against the fence. And the crowd's probably going to boo at the end of this thing. Here we go. Aldo lands a left and a right. Final 3 seconds. Aldo coming forward. And that's it. And that's it. They hug it out. And I don't know, man. I think, look at this. 51-50 in significant strikes for Bautista. 41-40 in head strikes for Aldo. The only difference in the fight is the control time. And will the refs give him any credit for that control time? I mean, I guess if all things are even, yes. But it's just that close. And I think when Aldo lands, you know, he's landing bigger shots than Bautista. So I think you should get credit for that. But when you look at the overall fight, it's basically even across the board. I mean, it's even as you can get. Could make the case that Bautista, he led 83-60 in total strikes, but at 51-50 in significant. So Aldo's on top of the shoulders of his cornerman, and being marched around the octagon. And we'll see. It's going to be interesting, for sure. And listen, after this decision, we're going to go to a quick break. And we got 2 titles coming up, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Coming right back. Get to the prediction during the break for the women's bantamweight title. Rocky Pennington and Juliana Pena. And I'm ready for 5 rounds. I'm just telling you. Just be ready. Both guys still walking around the octagon. Joe Rogan ready to interview. No sign of Bruce Buffer. So that tells me it's going to be split. And because it comes down to round 3, in my opinion, you could make the case for both guys. Aldo's got his hand in the air. We'll see. I don't think you can discredit a guy for pinning you against the fence. So we'll see. I think it's going to be split. Yep. 29-28 Aldo. Ooh, baby. 29-28 Bautista. Come on, Aldo. 29-28. Mario Bautista gets the win. You got to be kidding me. And Aldo can't believe it, and that's a major setback for him at the age of 36. But Bautista's pumped up with the corner. He's going to move to 15-2 here in the bantamweight division. Not a great fight, but a good fight here at UFC 307. So listen, stay tuned. We're coming right back after this quick break, and then we got the women's bantamweight title on the line. Stay tuned. So Dana White said last night at the Contender Series in the post-fight press conference, right, because Renato Moicano is heated that he dominated Benoit Saint Denis, and this is like 11 versus 12, I believe, in the lightweight division. Don't quote me on the exact rankings, but I'm pretty sure it is 11 versus 12. And Renato Moicano dominates, but he doesn't move up in the rankings. And although I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, the rankings have remained steady. If you beat a lower ranked opponent, you're not moving up. Doesn't matter what happens. I mean, if you get lucky, you move up a spot. But you don't move up. Now, if you're number 12 and you beat number 3, you jump right up there. You jump way up there. So the big question to me is that's great, but who's programming the AI rankings and what are the specifics, right? He even talked about Hamza Chimaev, which I agree. How is Hamza ranked 12 or whatever he's ranked in the middleweight division? He should be ranked much higher, but at the same time, he hasn't had a fight in a long time. So that should play into it too. So I don't know how they're going to break this thing down. There's going to have to be coding and, someone's going to still have to be in charge of how these rankings go, or maybe they don't. But someone's got to code the AI to do the rankings in a certain way. So who's gonna figure that out? Who's gonna set that up and be in charge of that behind the scenes? So that sounds potentially just as bad to me, but you never know. I mean, it sounds like AI is the new thing. It's gonna cure all. I don't know about that. We'll see. So goes on to say the rankings are definitely a problem. Moicano, I agree with you 100%, but don't worry, my friend. AI will be here soon, and this will all be fixed. So that's what Dana White, and of course he's going off on the media. We need to get AI in here. We can fix all these rankings. I can go through all this rankings board for an hour with you about the rankings in the MMA media. So Dana White gets crazy with these rankings, and it should be a third party doing the rankings, so there's no conflict of interest, right? But still, it's got to make you crazy when you get a huge win against a really good fighter in Benoit Saint Denis and you don't move up at all. But then you look above him and you're like, well, I don't know if he should move up, quite frankly. So yeah, that's what's coming. UFC AI rankings. Now, it was Eileen Perez who says she was suspended for twerking in her opponent's face. So then we find out after the fight, and of course this is, on the road in France. So the crowd's not liking it. She gets the big submission triangle finish, right? And then, she's twerking over her opponent's face and dancing over, if you don't know what that is, just, you're dancing over your opponent's face. So very unsportsmanlike. But this is the UFC, right? These are the things that happen. And this is why they got to bring in like officials and stuff to get these people away. I don't like when they pull them off the fence and everything. Like, let them celebrate a little bit, but they can't be celebrating over their opponent's face. That's going a little too far, right? You're gonna make some people mad, and then you're gonna have a situation in the octagon. And although that's fun to watch, no doubt, it can't be the norm. It cannot be the norm. So someone's gonna have to do something about that, or do they? Because Dana White doesn't seem to do anything in a great way. He gives the fighter some leg room, a leash, lets them go out there and make political statements and do all these things, and he doesn't fine them, he doesn't suspend them, he doesn't do none of that. Only third parties do, and I really appreciate that about the UFC. Let these guys go back and forth. As Dana White would tell you, this is the fight game. These things are going to happen.
And regardless how you want to look at it, this is the toughest situation she's been in. Should she get through a round, it's the toughest round since she's been the champion. There will be no argument to that. Approaching the 2-minute mark, and the crowd's going crazy because Peña's landed some big shots. This would be like the biggest shock one of the biggest shocks in probably UFC history, because no one thinks this is going to happen. Nobody thinks this is going to happen. I don't care what anybody says. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Nunes is in trouble! Oh my gosh, man! Oh my gosh, she's got to get out of this round, man. Wow, 145 left. Oh, she gets taken down now. Did she tap? Nunes tapped. Wow. Oh my gosh, Amanda Nunes lost. Amanda Nunes has lost the UFC women's bantamweight belt. It's over. Years and years as the champion. She gets rocked in round 2 and ends up getting submitted. And huge underdog. Wow, I wish I would have. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's unbelievable. And then the whole round was just highlight after highlight after highlight. The lioness has fallen. Amanda Nunes is no longer the champion. But Juliana Pena just stayed in there and had a lot of power. We haven't seen Amanda Nunes face somebody with the same power that she has. Look at this. She gets the back. Oh, my gosh. I got to see the tap. She taps. Wow, that had to be rough to do. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
So as we see the replay, and as we just saw, round 5, all Rockwell Pennington, and I believe she's on her way to taking over the women's bantamweight title. And that's good for her, because then your next fight, you're getting paid more, right? You're a champion for at least the next 6 months to a year. And then you can take advantage of stuff like that in your life. So here we go. Big moment for both fighters. And I'll say, what, 48-47, maybe 49-46, Pennington. So we'll see. Here we go. 49-46, 49-46, 49-45. It's got to be Pennington. Let's go. And no! Rockwell Pennington gets the belt, baby. You know, again, not the way you'd want, but the bottom line is the belt is around her waist, and she is the successor to Amanda Nunes. And again, no one's going to believe this for a while. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for this to, you know, settle in, and maybe for some time for Nunes to be gone. But the bottom line is Rockwell Pennington wins the strap here at UFC 297, and she's just 16-9. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we jump into the co-main event. The first title is on the line. Women's bantamweight division. A fighter in Rockwell Pennington that was once, you know, 10-9. And has won 6 in a row to get to 16-9. Captured the belt. Taking on former champ, who beat Amanda Nunes, then lost to her in Juliana Pena. Or actually, maybe not lost to her. No, I can't quite remember if Nunes beat Pena. We're going to see in the prediction. I can't remember at this exact time without looking. But I know she beat Nunes for the title. I think Nunes beat her, but I could be wrong on that. But nonetheless, this is a big opportunity for Juliana Pena. She wants to get the belt back. And, you know, these two are already going back and forth. Like, what I'm seeing online is Juliana Pena, it says, trashes Rockwell Pennington's behavior as champ before UFC 307. Telling the media, actually today, Rockwell has not been a good representation of the women's bantamweight division. She is not promoted. She has said no to embedded. She has constantly done everything that she can to avoid being the face of women's MMA. And then, of course, she goes on along that road. And, you know, maybe she has a point here. But maybe Pennington just doesn't want to do all that stuff. She just wants to focus on the fight. And those are the ones that scare you. The ones that don't want to talk. That don't want to engage in the trash talk. Like I always tell you, when I played football, and I lined up a receiver, and the guy across from me, he wanted to talk a little trash. I talk a little trash. It loosened me up. Felt good. But when you get across from a guy who's not even trying to talk to you, and he's just staring at you in the eyes, you're like, oh boy, this could be a long night. You don't know what he's capable of. When guys talk trash, you know what they're thinking. You can talk, it just hypes you up even more. So when you got someone like Rockwell Pennington who's not willing to engage as much in the media and all that stuff, and she just goes silent, goes dark before the fight, that's a little scary to me. So, you know, it's got her 6 straight wins, so something must be going right for her. But this is a big-time title fight, so let's get into it right now. In the women's bantamweight division, for the women's bantamweight division title at UFC 307, you got Rockwell Pennington, current champ, who's just 16-9, taking on Juliana Pena, who comes into this fight with a loss in the last fight, right? We'll get into that in a moment, but she's 12-5, USA versus USA. So Pennington, 1 inch taller, 5'7". She's 36, Pena 35, so they're getting up there, and you're seeing that in the women's divisions. The older you are, the more experience you got. You'll slow down at some point, but right now you're more likely to win. So that's why you see 2 older fighters here. Pena, 1 inch reach advantage. Both fighters stand right-handed. Pennington lands over 4 significant strikes per minute. 2-3 per minute for Juliana Pena. So what's Juliana Pena's angle? She lands 2 takedowns every 3 rounds and can control you there and finish you there. Pennington just won every 3 rounds. Now, when you get into deeper into Rockwell Pennington, you see that she's got not great takedown defense, but 63%, right? That's right about average. Coming off 6 straight victories. I did not know this till I peeked at it. Beating Mayra Bueno Silva for the belt and winning the previous 5 against fighters like Kelvin Vera, Aspen Ladd, Macy Chiasson, Penny Kianzad, and Marion Renault. So she's looked great in the last 6 fights for sure. And you consider her record, she was 10-9 at one point before going on the run. Now, on the other side, Pena lost the belt. First of all, 23% takedown defense. Not very good. Lost the belt to Nunes before beating her the first time. Got dominated in the second fight. 85-60 in significant strikes. 6 takedowns to 0. Before that, she did beat Nunes, beat Sarah McMahon, and lost to Jermaine De Randami, who's still in the mix and fighting at UFC Paris the week prior. So that's the way it breaks down. But listen, I think Pena's getting better and better. She did beat Nunes, looked good in that fight, is capable of finishing her opponents. Pennington, and the tough part with Pennington is you look at the record, 16-9, and you're like, what? But if you look at more, what have you done for me lately? 6 straight wins is incredible. It's a very tricky prediction, but I'm going to lean towards Juliana Pena to get the win because I think she recognizes how good her ground game is, needs to get the fight to the ground at all costs, and even improve on 2 takedowns every 3 rounds and get it closer to 1 takedown each and every round and win fights that way. It's very important. But I think she recognizes that and will do that against Rocky, against Pennington in this fight to get the victory, win the belt back. The underdog story in this one, in my opinion, to move to 13-5, women's bantamweight division for the title at UFC 307. And maybe we're overlooking Rocky Pennington, right? Because it's hard to believe that she's just going to keep winning. I mean, she was 10-9 at one point. And we saw this from Charles Oliveira before he ran off like 10-11 straight, had the belt for a while, all that stuff. Started out like 11-8 and then boom, right? Rocky Pennington's in the same boat. 10-9, now she's 16-9 with the belt. It's like, how does that happen? It happens because you hit your peak. You hit the right age, you got the experience. And now all the previous fights don't matter because you're not the same fighter that you were when you were 10-9 in the lead up to that. And you sneak the belt. And Nunes walks away, Pena's out, and you get the belt. So now she's got to prove that she's a champ. Because when Nunes walks away, you just figure, okay, Juliana Pena beat her, so she's eventually going to get the belt. But she couldn't fight at that time. So Pennington had like a sort of easy road to the title, right? Didn't have to face a former champ, nothing like that. Just got the vacant belt. Well, here you go. And if she wins this, if Pennington can find a way to win this and Kayla Harrison wins, wow. Wow. That's going to be a fight with 2 fighters who got a lot of power. So that could be interesting. And even if Juliana Pena wins, that will be interesting too. But it seems like, you know, if you're someone like Kayla Harrison, among these 4, now is the time to enter the UFC like she did. The bantamweight division seems wide open to me. It's hard for me to believe that Pennington's going to be a dominant champion. You never know. But it seems ripe for the taking. And Kayla Harrison could emerge among these 4.
You're watching the TCMMA podcast. And now, back to your host, Chris Cross.
Welcome back to the TCMMA podcast. It's your boy Chris Cross. And right now, Rocky Pennington making her way to the octagon. So we're about 3 minutes away from fight time. First of 2 titles on the line. Women's bantamweight division. And it's been a decent night, right? Let me look at it. Here we go. So Kevin Holland lost. Jose Aldo lost. Oh boy. So we're 5-5 going into the last 2. Oh my goodness. Not good. Not good. But Kevin Holland lost in a weird way. Who knows how that fight would have played out. He probably losing the first round, but couldn't come out for the second. Jose Aldo lost a split decision. So it is what it is. We got Pena and Pereira on deck. That's the bottom line. So, you know, if we can get this one and the next one, 7-5 will be great with the main event. But the bottom line is we got to have Pereira win in the main event at all costs. Even at 6-6, winning the main event, we'll take that right now. So here we go. Rockwell Pennington, Juliana Pena, baby. Who you like? Get in the chat room. Let me know who you like on this one. But Pennington, gosh, we talked about it during the break. 10-9 to 16-9. Champ. And she looks like a whole different fighter than she did 3 years ago. I just couldn't imagine that this would have happened. I mean, she just looks much stronger if you go back 3 to 4 years. Just looks much stronger, more fit. Juliana Pena saying she's not a good champion. Refusing to do media, things of that nature. And it might just be because Rocky Pennington is extremely focused. And you're seeing this now in these divisions. You're seeing it with like the likes of Kayla Harrison on the way up. Rockwell Pennington, Pena, 34, 35, 36. Different from the men's divisions. You start hitting 35, 36, forget about it. Because there's too much depth. The women's divisions are obviously not at the level of the men's divisions in terms of depth. So what you're seeing is older fighters. Not old, older. Are the ones that are up there. So right now experience is everything. You're not seeing like the 24-year-old female fighter coming in and ready to dominate like you do in some of the men's divisions. Rockwell Pennington, 1 inch taller, 5'7". And, you know, can she hold on to the belt here? Pena desperately wants the belt back. These two know each other very well, coming up together through the Ultimate Fighter. And it's funny now that they face off. I mean, that's the Ultimate Fighter for you. One of the toughest tournaments in the world. And if you don't believe it, I mean, you got two women that went through it and are now at the height several years later. Salt Lake City ready to explode. I mean, they're ready to erupt. They want to finish. They've seen 2 decisions. Kevin Holland not coming out for round 2. Not really a finish, but a finish. And they're just ready to go nuts. They want to see a finish. Juliana Pena, 12-5. But with both of these two, you might as well toss out the 15 losses, right? The combined 15 losses. Just throw them out because they're different fighters at this stage of their career. They went through the ups and downs early. Now they're both big time. And when Nunes out, I mean, who's better than Pena, right? That's what makes this fight very interesting. Pennington actually the favorite. Both fighters from USA, so which way will the crowd go? I mean, Pennington fighting out of Colorado Springs. Not really, I mean, still pretty far, but on the map, in terms of states, very close to Utah. So we'll see which way the crowd goes. I think they're going to go with Pena. But in terms of underdog champions, there's not a bigger one than Rockwell Pennington. It's just not. And both fighters coming together. So let's tune this thing up. Rockwell Pennington, Juliana Pena for the women's bantamweight title here at UFC 307. and it doesn't get better than this. Both fighters in the center of the octagon, getting the instructions. Pena bouncing around, she's ready to go. And we're ready for 5 rounds. I hope it doesn't go 5, but we're ready. Got Jason Herzog as the ref. Both fighters come together. Here we go. Yep, it's going to be one of those rounds where they're both just going to feel each other out, I can tell already. Pena needs to get into the clinch. I want to see what she can do. If, from that perspective, see if Pennington can defend the takedowns, defend the positions. I mean, she's a champ for a reason, but that's where Pena has an advantage. I mean, she submitted Amanda Nunes. Let's not forget. And this is probably the last fight of the 5 in the main card that the crowd thinks is going to get to a big finish. So, starting to get a little jittery if they weren't already there in the last 2 fights. But booing throughout the Bautista-Aldo fight. Oh, big left jab by Pennington. Now a right by Pena. Let's go, Pena. Come on, Pena. Rocky looked like she's got some power early. Remember, we haven't seen Pena in a while. I mean, she's been absent. That's how Pennington got these two could have fought a year ago. But instead, Pennington beating Bueno Silva, taking the belt, vacant belt. And as we said all this week in the lead up, this is the fight that she needs to win to be a bona fide champion. Because now you're facing a former champ that lost to Nunes. Took her a while to get back. And a lot of questions, really. But for Pennington, if you can win this fight, you're a bona fide champ. But you got Kayla Harrison now coming. It never gets easier. You know, go figure. If you can win this, you beat a former champ, and then now you got to deal with Kayla Harrison, who's no joke. So very slow pace first round, feeling each other out. And you get this in title fights. I mean, they both know it's potentially 5 rounds. Nobody wants to make the big mistake early. You don't want to empty the gas tank in the first round, obviously. But you also got to fight. And it seems like Pena's struggling to find her footing, her range. But when you look at the numbers, she's already leading. She's up 17-13 in significant strikes. So it doesn't appear that she's leading, but she is. Now another jab by Pena. And Rocky's coming in, but she's missing, although she lands an uppercut right there. For the most part, she's missing. Pena's keeping her head off the center line. 120 left, round 1. Get off the fence, Pena. Get off the fence. Dang. I didn't think Pena would stand and strike with her, but she is. I thought she'd go in for the takedown early and often. But late into round 1, we haven't even seen an attempt. Very close round here. Ooh. Both fighters just sitting on their heels. Big left by Pennington. There's a tap for round 1. And yeah, we're not seeing much here, but I think we're going to see a pick up in round 2 for sure. As a big right landed by Pena after taking a leg kick, and that's the end of round 1. And boos fill the arena. They want some action. Remember, this is the place where Usman got taken down by Leon Edwards. They're used to seeing big things, right? Salt Lake City's used to seeing big things. They do not want to see all these decisions and no action. So at the same time, you got some tough fights throughout the night. I mean, Kevin Holland trying to beat Roman, that was going to be tough just because, even though I'm a big Kevin Holland fan, just because Roman is so strong. Then you got Kayla Harrison taking on a tough Ketlin Vera. Great takedown defense. And, at the end of the day, she dominated her, but couldn't get the finish. Then in the last fight, Aldo Bautista decision. So this crowd is, as we've talked about, it's been building. The last big finish you had was Joaquin Buckley versus Stephen Thompson. So the crowd's going into the main card pumped up. And then all of a sudden, everything slows down. Round 2's underway. Both fighters really struggling to find their range. In round 1, you're not really totally going after it. You shouldn't be, but you're pacing yourself. And that's what I'm afraid of when Hamza, looking ahead to UFC 308, when Hamza fights Robert Whittaker. 5-round fight, you got to go for it. You got to get after it. Right away. Forget 5 rounds. Let's get it done in 1. And you don't got to worry about the endurance and all that. All those things everyone's talking about. But that's what's going on here. Both fighters just trying to settle in, get through a round or 2, and then this thing is just going to get busier and busier throughout. But we haven't seen any control time. It's been all striking. It's 29-27 Pena as she works around the outside. And when I watch this, it's just hard to believe that Pena beat Nunes. I mean, where's his takedown game? Submission ability, where's all this? Is Pennington that good that you can't take her down? I don't think so. So what's going on? There we go. There's a takedown. And the look in Pennington's eyes says it all. Because she didn't even realize she was going down until she hit the ground. And this is not a position you want to be with Pena. This is what I wanted to see. Now Pena pounding away with the left. Let's go, Pena. Let's go. Get that right leg over. Get the full mount now. Come on. A lot of time to work here, too. Over 2.5 minutes left in the round. She's trying to set up the triangle here. Trying to set it up. She's in side control right now. Yeah, you got to get that right arm out. Right arm stuck. She's going to eventually get it out. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yep. Now if she can step over to full, look out. Also, the refs have been stopping these positions, have been pulling the fighters up, mainly because the crowd's booing and kind of forcing it earlier than it should be. So Pena's got to work here. Right now, the crowd's fine with it. There you go, Pena. Just hold this position. Hold this position. And then do something with it. 120 left. Ooh. Pena looking to take the back now. Pennington back to her feet. But this is what you want to see from Pena, is to continue to work. She's climbing up the back now. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. And she's got the body lock. Clock's ticking down now. Pena's got to do something under a minute left. Boy, and this is where the fight could be dominated by Pena. That's what I figured would happen, is Pena would dominate the control time. And we're finally starting to see it. And Pennington just carrying Pena right now. Come on, Pena, let's go. Let's go. She's not doing anything with it, though, man. That clock's trickling down. Dang. And can either of these two be Kayla Harrison? You know, it's going to be very technical, but I think Kayla Harrison is more powerful than everybody in the division. This is the title fight right now, but we all know Kayla Harrison's coming. And you just hear throughout the crowd the rumblings, the slight boos. They're ready to go. They're ready to go crazy. Like, they're ready for something big to happen, and you're just sitting around and it's not happening. We're in the fourth fight of the main card. Not a lot to cheer about. And I can imagine if I was there, I'd be going crazy too. I'd be like, let's go, man. We need something. Forget all these decisions. Someone do something. And now all of a sudden the odds are coming back to even, right? 29-29 in significant strikes. Pena with 3 minutes of control in that round. And we'll see if Pena wants to take the fight back to the ground. Round 3 underway. And didn't I tell you I was ready for 8 rounds in the first 2 fights if the last fight ends in round 1? You know, we'll have to wait and see if it does. But now if this goes to a decision and Pereira Rountree goes to a decision, which doesn't even seem fathomable, forget about it. Both fighters beginning to open up now. They're utilizing the jab a lot more. And Pennington in great shape, showing no, negative signs from round 2, where she had to carry the weight of Pena for like a minute. Pena now retreating a little bit. Rocky starting to move forward. Ooh, nice left-right combo by Rocky. And it's not even like there's a lot of respect for each other. I'm sure there is on some level, but both fighters are trying to get finishes here. Big leg kick by Pennington and a right by Pena. It's just not happening. Nice combo by Pena, left-right. Women's bantamweight division, to me, even with Pennington as champ, or if Pena wins it, is totally wide open. It's totally wide open. I mean, this is the early days since Amanda Nunes retired, right? Dominant champion forever, lost to Pena, beat Pena, got it back, won another one, and rode off into the sunset. And now the division is wide open. Someone's going to eventually emerge as a more dominant champion. Another takedown by Pena, that's huge. Boy, and Pena pounding away now with the left. A little more aggressive here on the ground. And you see Pennington take a deep breath. 2 takedowns, 3 attempts. Timing it up right. Pennington showed she can get up. But these minutes are piling up, headed towards 4 minutes of control time. Pena leads in significant strikes and is up 13 in head strikes. That's really where it's at. So you got a comfortable lead in head strikes. You're dominating the ground game over 4 minutes of control. And things are going your way right now. So Pennington's got to take some chances. But it's very tough against Pena, because when you do that, she can finish you. Pena looking to take the back now. Got the legs wrapped around once again. She's going to try to pull her back down, and she does. Look at this. Look at this. Body triangle locked in. And even if you can't get the finish here, you just got to continue pounding, continue building, do something with it. Under a minute now, round 3. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. She's trying to get it. 40 seconds left. Gosh, she's underneath. Oh, but she's got the chin down just enough. Oh, Pennington's going to pull off. Nice. Pennington stays in it. It looked like she was in trouble. All right, so this fight's starting to go the way I figured it would, with Pena dominating the ground and winning it that way. May not get the finish, but dominating on the ground. That'll do it for round 3. 6 rounds in the books in the big 3. 6 rounds in the books. No finishes. And even if Pennington loses here by decision, it still shows that she's durable, right? Like, she's not just going in there and getting whooped, but she's just having a tough time dealing with the pressure of Pena. You know, it's kind of even on the feet. Pena's landing a little bit more head strikes, but it's kind of even on the feet. But the difference maker is Pena is just dominating in control time. So that's going to get her probably 2 rounds to 1 right now, heading into the 4th. Especially when you're leading in head strikes. I don't think it's 3-0, more likely 2-1. And what you're probably going to see here from Pena is the same story. You're going to see a minute or 2 of striking. She's going to look for that opportunity and take Pennington right back to the ground, where she showed she can just control. 5:20 of control, 2 takedowns, 3 attempts. Not 2 takedowns. Oh, big leg kick by Pennington. Pena a little bit of trouble here. Now Pena lands a left-right combo. But a big leg kick by Pennington to open the round up. Pennington with a little bit more sense of urgency, but she just got to be careful of the impending takedown that's coming. Or at least the attempt. But I look a lot like the Leon Edwards kick too. Oh, big right by Pena. Pennington is tough, man. Jeez. Bing. Come on, Pena, let's go. Pennington's taking over on the feet a little bit. Big right by Pena. If Pennington can finish his fight on the feet and not get taken down again, she can still win. Pena needs to land a takedown and take control. But this round is ticking away. 3:15 left. Yeah, the jab's starting to really work for Pennington now. And you see Pena going up and down, just looking for that takedown, waiting for the right time. When you see Pennington like lands jab, jab, right, boom, ducks the big punch by Pena, comes right back, beam, beam. Like, she's on point on the feet. And when she's on the feet, she starts to pull away a little bit, although Pena's got 52 head strikes. And a big right there by Pena, or Pennington. And what we're witnessing is, oh, big right by Pennington. Pena goes down. Ooh, baby. And here comes Pennington. Crowd's loving this. And this is a big turn of events as you're starting to see Pennington now really rise up here in the championship rounds. And we're likely going into round 5. Even. And Pennington made a little mistake here. She had Pena on the ropes and went down to the ground to try to get the finish, which was a mistake because now Pena's got her tied up and is recovering. So, all right, Pennington shoves off. Here we go. 1:15 left, round 4. Pennington definitely winning this round. Likely will be 2-2 going into the 5th. Maybe. It's funny because Pennington is taking punches coming in, but it's like it doesn't even phase her. So in rounds 2 and 3, it was kind of close on significant strikes, but I give the edge to Pena on the takedown game. Round 1, Pena also led 23-20. It could be 3-0. It's just hard to say. But Pennington's going to win this round. And then if you're the corner of Pennington, what do you say? I mean, I think you got to win the round, and you either got to win it big, or you got to get the finish. So we'll be listening to see what kind of instructions they give her. There's a tap, final 10, round 4. Oh, big left by Pennington to finish the round, and that was a great round for the champ. Starting off with the leg kick up top, and then the right, she just caught her. Boom, got everything into that one too. Pena never saw it coming. But Pena goes down to her back. Pennington comes in, goes down with her. Big mistake. Big mistake. Just let her back up. Because what happened is Pennington gave Pena a chance to recover. Pennington's certainly capable, excuse me, of finishing this fight. Pena breathing really hard in the corner. Her corner's getting her pumped up. And at some point in this round, she's going to have to take control of the fight once again. She's not going to beat Pennington on the feet. especially in round 5. So a lot of strategy here with the belt on the line in the final round. Crowd cheering a little bit. They want to see something happen. And they've seen it before. They've seen long fights with a big 5th round finish. I mean, it's no stranger to Salt Lake. So we'll see if we get one here. Pennington opens up with a big left. Now it's Pena with a left. Yeah. I'm letting it go too. I'm with DC on that one. DC saying she should just let it go. And that's what I think too. Yep. Potential 10-8, they're saying, in round 4. At least people on X, I don't know. I don't think it was that dominant. But listen, we've seen some wild stuff tonight from the judges. No one really knows what to expect if this thing goes to a decision. I mean, for all we know, it could be 50-45, right? I mean, there was a fight earlier. Carla Esparza. Terrible decision. In which a fight that she won. And he had a judge go 30-27 the other way. She ended up losing a fight. I mean, it was crazy. Pena looking a lot slower. Not that she was ever fast, but just a lot slower than she did earlier in the fight. And this is a time when she needs it the most. So when you start slowing down, the legs get tired. The takedown game is even tougher to get. They come together, and Pennington just looks a lot stronger right now. Pena just getting tired. Under 3 minutes in the fight. Boom, big right by Pennington. Ooh-wee. Dang, Pena, you're falling apart. Yep. It's just when you see these things, you just, when you go back to rounds 1, 2, and 3, you don't know how the judges are going to look at it. Pena could have won all 3 of those rounds, or she could have won 2 out of 3. And that's what's the fight's going to come down to, because I think Pennington's going to win rounds 4 and 5. And you'd figure she's going to get one other round. But there were no rounds where Pennington was an obvious winner in the first 3. Yeah, big right by Pennington. All the power is still with her. Boom. Nice punch to the body by Pennington. Payne is reeling. Payne is smart. Pennington's smart. She just keeps the pressure. Keep the pressure. Ooh, big left right by Pena. Where'd that come from? Yeah, Pennington up by 6 significant strikes here. Outpacing Pena in the last 2. Which is just crazy, right? And what I told you is Pena needs to finish. Pennington needs a decision. And we'll see if that still holds true. I thought Pena would get the finish. Doesn't seem likely that's going to happen. Pennington just getting stronger. It's crazy. Takes a deep breath, but she hasn't slowed down a bit. Big left by Pennington. And as soon as that takedown game slipped away from Pena, as she got tired, and you can now no longer shoot, your legs are getting tired, you're forced to stand and strike, Pennington has taken over. Big right by Pennington. At least his fight's had some action. Pennington up now 95-80 in significant strikes. Boom, big right by Pennington. There's a tap. Final 10. Pena comes back with a left. Here we go, baby. Ooh, baby. Boom. Big right by Pennington. Yep. And, hey, we were right. We were prepared for 8 rounds to start this thing, and we got it. Dang. That was a long fight. And I'll tell you right now, something is seriously wrong if Pereira and Rountree someone don't get a finish there. This will turn out to be a terrible night. Beam. Ooh. Boom. Yeah, both of them threw with power. Pena just don't seem like she has that KO power. Pennington seems like it's there. I mean, it was basically Pena thrived off the takedowns, and once that energy started to fade in round 4, you really started to see the difference in the power, because Pena was landing some big shots. I mean, big shots. Beam. So, as we await the decision, here's the stats, okay? Pennington 125 to 103 in total strikes. She also led in significant strikes 101 to 84. Head strikes, Pena still held on there, 82 to 78, so very close, and she was way up after round 3. She had 2 takedowns, 540 of control. Both of those came in the second and third round. So really, to me, it's all about round 1. And when you have fights like this, it always goes back to the weirdest round. The most insignificant round decides it. And that was the first round when they were just feeling each other out. And it was basically even at that point, but I have a feeling Pennington's going to get to win. So here we go. Possible split. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Pena looks nervous. Here we go. Come on, Pena. Come on, Pena. It's going to be split for the title. 48-47, Pennington. Or Pena, now Pennington. Final judge. Oh my God, 48-47. Close. Round 1, I'm telling you. And no! Yeah! Pena stole the belt, and Pennington cannot believe it. She cannot believe it. Very close fight, and they hug it out, and they know how close that fight was. But Juliana Pena just stole the belt. And I know people get crazy when I say that, but when you're the contender and you win, you stole the belt, right? Because you got to steal the belt when you beat the champ. That's just how I feel. So Juliana Pena gets the win. That's the way it goes down here. Women's bantamweight division, new champion at UFC 307. All right, so listen, stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're coming back for the final fight of the night. It's going to be a big one. We're going to get to the prediction during the break, but it's Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree Jr. The fight that this card was built around. You know it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Round 3 underway. And Anthony Smith just continues to slow down. It seems, at least up to this point in the fight. Rountree looking real focused right now. First 2 strikes landed are by him. 3 leg kicks in a row. So we'll see if he has a different plan here to kind of sit back. Knows he's probably up 2-0. Anthony Smith looking aggressive too, coming forward continually throughout the fight. Even if he's taking more punches. But he's putting that head down. Ooh. Nice body shot by Khalil. And a nice jab by Smith. And these guys are standing in the pocket. And it's Khalil with an uppercut. He steps back. And he's looking to land uppercuts now. Boom. A big right. Ooh, and Anthony Smith's in trouble. He goes down. And Smith covers up. And that's it. And just like that, 1
strike finishes the fight. And what did they say, 5? I knew he was on a winning streak, and listen, that's why we predicted him to win. I thought it would happen a little earlier. I have to go back and listen to the prediction. But at the end of the day, I thought Khalil would win this fight because he had the momentum coming in. And Anthony Smith takes the loss. He's now 37-20. And he's laying on his back, but I think he's just more like, can't believe it. But Khalil Rountree, 14-5. He'll move into the top 10 of the light heavyweight division. Anthony Smith was 8. Khalil was 11. So he'll be 8 or 9 now in the division after this big win at UFC Vegas 83. Here we go. Come on, Jamal. You got to pick it up if you want to win this thing. And I'm predicting Pereira to win. I'm totally stuck in the middle on this one. Oh. A low leg kick, and Pereira shoves him back and says, no, get out of here. Oh, big left. Jamal Hill's in trouble. This is what I worried about for Jamal. And Pereira pounds away with the hammer fist, and it's over. And look at this. Herb Dean's got to push him back. Jamal Hill gets finished. And that's it. Jamal Hill says, why'd you stop it? But, no, I mean, I don't think he realizes what just happened. Pereira just rocked Jamal Hill, just kind of pounded away 5, 6, 8 times maybe. And Pereira's pumped up. And he's at his height right now. And now, like Pereira said, he's ready to go with 301. And if he gets a first-round finish, you never know. Could he fight Ankalaev at UFC 301? He could easily return in a month, whether they want him to do that or not. And he's getting a black belt. Wow. Unbelievable. And Alex Pereira with a dominant performance. Jamal Hill, had to take this fight, but probably came back too early, let's be real. And that's exactly what I figured would happen. You're going to see Jamal Hill at a different level in the next fight, just like you saw Yuri tonight. And Jamal Hill's not happy with this, but Pereira shoved off Herb Dean. And this is when Herb Dean comes in and says time, and Pereira says nope. Put his arm out and shoved him back, and Herb said okay. And right away, boom, lands a left within 2 seconds. And that's when Jamal Hill's in serious trouble. Look at this. Beam. And it only takes one. Yeah, dude. Yeah, he had him right on that left. Jamal Hill went down hard. And then he came in at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And it was basically over. 7 hammers to finish it. Alex Pereira is the definitive champ. Unbelievable. He's 10-2. He'll retain the belt here, light heavyweight division. That was quick at UFC 300. Yuri's starting to switch stances once again. And he lands a leg kick on Pereira. Pereira lands one back right away. It's like a chess match. Oh, big right by Yuri. Here he comes. Pereira's backing off. Oh! Yuri takes a left. Oh, no. Come on, Yuri. Oh, Yuri's in trouble. And that's it. They give it to Alex Pereira. I don't know that the fight should have been stopped. And Yuri doesn't look happy about it, but he's not arguing too much. And Pereira's on top of the coach's shoulders. He is the new light heavyweight champion. 2 belts. And that happened fast. I mean, like Pereira does in the past, he started landing some elbows with Yuri's head down. And eventually Yuri drops to a knee and the ref says that's it. And it's like, dude, come on. I mean, I got to see the replay. It just seemed like too quick of a stoppage, man. Yep, and Yuri's congratulating Pereira, but he's still stunned. Not stunned like from the finish, just stunned that it's over. Okay, so Yuri lands a big right. He's coming in. He looks strong here. Boom, lands another big right. Okay, now Yuri takes a right. Takes a left. That dropped him. Okay, now he's going in for the takedown. And you're starting to see Alex Pereira start to drive the elbow.
Why did they stop the fight, bro? Terrible, man. I mean, yeah, Yuri dropped the one knee, but then he's going in for the takedown, and Pereira's landing elbows, and then Pereira pushes him back and goes to get on top of him, but Yuri's not done by any means. Yeah. I mean, listen, Pereira might have went on to finish the fight. I don't know. But, gosh, I don't know about that stoppage, man. I don't know. And I'm trying to mix that with the fact I wanted Yuri to win. Trying to let that go for a minute. Just look at this as a fight. Okay, so Yuri lands the right. Boom. He takes a right, takes the left. He goes down. Okay, but now Yuri goes in for the takedown. He's got the head on the hip. He's taking some elbows. Okay, but he's in there trying to get the takedown. And eventually Pereira pushes him back, and he's on top. And Yuri still defended himself and then rolls immediately and is wondering why the fight was stopped. Wow. Wow. This is definitely going to be discussed in a post-fight press conference. Wow. Yeah, I mean, as soon as the fight was stopped, Yuri rolls like he got out of it. Gets back to his feet immediately. I mean, I don't know, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. But Alex Pereira is the new light heavyweight champ. You see Trump there in attendance. No Americans winning in the main card here in New York. And Alex Pereira's family's ready to celebrate. And here we go. We're going to get the and new. Dang, man. You got to give it up for Alex Pereira, though, man. This guy's a warrior, bro. And we just went 0-3 in the main card for the first time in a long time. Wow. By KO. And new. Wow. Alex Pereira 9-2. Check this out. The guy is 9-2. 9-2. And he's won the middleweight and light heavyweight belt.
We jump into the main event. You got another title on the line, and this is a big one. Some people are, the diehards are definitely tuning in. Some casuals are tuning in. But the bottom line is some people are going to overlook this because they're just going to be like, well, Alex Pereira is the dominant champ, one of the best in the world, if not the best. And he's facing a number 8 contender. He's talking about going to heavyweight. There's all those talks. So all these things and distractions are happening. And you got to give credit to a guy like Pereira for taking this fight. This guy just likes to fight. He's not like one of these champs that just holds onto the belt like a John Jones or others, and we never get to see him. And when they do fight, they're not necessarily fighting the best fighter, and then we got to wait for him to fight the best. Pereira just fights everybody, man. But Daniel Cormier is saying what we said at the beginning. Feels like a trap game for Alex Pereira. On the Funky and the Champ podcast with Ben Askren. Remember Ben Askren, right? Former UFC fighter. He said that's a big fight. But to play advocate in Utah, we have now seen Kamaru Usman dominating Edwards and get KO'd. We've also seen Dustin Poirier, who had Justin Gaethje beaten, and he gets KO'd. And Justin Gaethje becomes the BMF champ. So what he's alluding to is upsets happen in Salt Lake City. Is this upset city? Is it going to happen? Is a number 8 contender really going to come out of nowhere and beat the best fighter? Potentially best fighter, arguably best fighter, probably the best fighter. They won't let him fight John Jones, right? So we don't know. But arguably the best fighter in the world. Is this really possible? I don't know. Let's get into it right now. In the light heavyweight division, for the light heavyweight division title, your main event at UFC 307. You're seeing it right. Alex Pereira, 11-2, takes on number 8 contender Khalil Rountree Jr., who comes in at 14-5. And he gets a big opportunity here for the title. Now, Pereira's 3 inches taller at 6'4". He's 37. Rountree Jr. is 34, so the time is now for him if he's going to get it done. But had a 2-inch reach advantage, 79 to 77. He stands right-handed. Rountree Jr. stands left-handed. Pereira is more active on the feet, 5.2 significant strikes per minute to 3.8 for Rountree. And the takedown game is really non-existent for both fighters. Pereira has been unstoppable lately. Well, really, since coming to the light heavyweight division. He beat Jan Blachowicz in his debut in this division. Then won the title against Yuri Prochazka. Defended it against Jamal Hill. Defended it again against Yuri. So he's on a 4-fight win streak since the Adesanya loss for the middleweight title. Now, Khalil Rountree Jr. is on a win streak of his own. He's won 5 in a row against Modestas Bukauskas KO. KO Carl Roberson. Beat Dustin Jacoby, but barely. He actually got outstruck in that fight 120 to 85. Still won by split decision. But came back and KO'd Chris Daukaus and KO'd Anthony Smith. So, you know, is he worthy of a title shot? I don't know. But the fact is Khalil Rountree Jr. is getting the title shot. And, of course, he's going to take it. And he's going to be in the best shape of his career. He's going to bring his A game. Will any of that matter? Probably not. Alex Pereira is just dominant right now. Right? And while the rest of the division shakes out with Yuri Prochazka, Jamal Hill, Alexander Rakic, Magomed Ankalaev, Rountree Jr. bypasses all that and gets the opportunity. And I think he'll be at his best, but still, Alex Pereira is just way better right now. I expect Alex Pereira to get the finish here by KO sometime in the first or second round. In my opinion, and move to 12-2. It's that simple. Light heavyweight division. Main event for the title at UFC 307.
Yeah, I just can't see it. I just can't see Pereira falling right now. I mean, I want the storylines to continue. I want him to win this fight. I want him to keep winning. I want him to keep barking up the heavyweight tree and force these guys to fight him. Because if he keeps winning, why else? All these other fighters get to move up and fight. John Jones gets to move up. Other guys have moved up as champions from one division to another. But when you bring up Alex Pereira, who's arguably the best fighter in the world right now, what do we got him, 2 or 3 on the dude list? Right? Where's he at on the dude list? 2 or 3? So we got him up there as one of the best fighters in the world. Please believe it. Pull that thing up. There it is. Alex Pereira, number 3 on the dude list, right? Hamza 1, John Jones 2, Alex Pereira 3, Islam 4. And to me, the top 4 is solidified. Like, it's hard for me to believe that any of those 4 are going to lose. And if one loses, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be shocked. Because then I got to move Shavkat up to 4, which is not a bad pick either, but he's not the champ right now. Hamza's not the champ either, but he will be. You know, in my opinion, he will be. It's just a matter of time and getting the fights. But yeah, Alex Pereira is number 3 on the dude list. Our 3rd favorite fighter. Will beat anybody not named Hamza Chimaev. By the time he fights John Jones, I don't know. I don't know who I'm taking in that one. I would lean towards John Jones because it's his division, but I would not count out Alex Pereira. But all that doesn't matter if Pereira can't win this fight. He's got to win this fight at all costs. But it's Alex Pereira. I mean, I know Adesanya beat him, but this is the light heavyweight division. This is the division that he's built for. Perfect for. And he should continue to dominate. But Khalil Rountree has showed that he has power. He has power, and anything is possible when you got power. And it's not like Alex Pereira wants to take you down. The problem is Alex Pereira causes his opponents problems. You know, you can't sit there and lollygag for 5, 10, or even 15 minutes. I mean, you got to go in for it and get it and just overwhelm Pereira and not let him sit back in that kickboxing style stance and have that lead leg on you and keep you off balance and then eventually find a way to finish you, because that's what Pereira is going to try to do.
You're watching the TCMMA podcast. And now, back to your host, Chris Cross.
welcome back. This is your boy Chris Cross. This is the TCMMA podcast. And it's time. Main event. Alex Pereira versus number 8, Khalil Rountree. At least I think he's number 8. This is a highly interesting fight. Like, Pereira fights so much that he's got to fight a number 8 contender. I mean, it's wild. And right now we're 6-5 on the night. 7-5 with the main event would be satisfactory. We'll take it. And the crowd's going crazy right now because Pereira's coming into the octagon or walking his way toward the octagon, and the crowd's going crazy. I mean, how could you not love this guy? If Khalil Rountree could find a way to win, it'd be another Salt Lake City surprise. What we talked about all week. This is upset city. So be prepared. But listen, that's what it looks like throughout the night. You know, we lost Holland and Aldo, got Pena, so we're 6-5. And real quick, just look at the do list once again. Pereira number 3. And I can't imagine him losing because my top 4 is solidified right now. Absolutely solidified. So here we go. Pereira's in the octagon, and we're moments away. We just saw the belt switch hands in the previous fight. No one's expecting this belt to switch hands here. And Khalil Rountree has got a major mountain to climb here. And Pereira just staring him down like he always does. And we'll see. The intimidation factor of Alex Pereira coming to the octagon is real. And the way that he stares you down across the octagon is just crazy. Like he wins the fight before it begins. I'll tell you what. I said back in the day I'll take $1 million to fight Mike Tyson. I don't know if I take $1 million to fight Pereira because you may not come out. It's a scary dude. He's 6'4". Khalil Rountree 6'1". It makes it even tougher. Title fight, baby. Let's go. Pereira nearly a 5-1 favorite. Khalil 3.5 to 1 underdog. The main event. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Khalil's just got like this calm look on his face. To me, he looks a little nervous, but who knows? I mean, anybody would be nervous. Pereira just stands like this and looks at you for like 3 straight minutes. I will break you. Yep. The entire crowd on its feet. Like they've been waiting for a finish in this main card, and we have not had it. And if this goes to a decision, it'll be the biggest catastrophe of the year. Let's go, Bruce. Now. Yes, sir. Let's go. Whew. Let's go. Big opportunity, Khalil. Huge opportunity. You don't get many of them. Place is sold out, packed. The home of Salt Lake City, where Leon Edwards landed that huge leg kick to take over the belt back at UFC 286, I think it was. So, no stranger to upsets. Conor McGregor saying KO guaranteed. That's what everybody thinks. Better be. And listen, you count Khalil Rountree out, and this is a much different situation, but the guy's 5-1 as an underdog. 14-5 overall, but he's run off, what, like 5 or 6 in a row, And he's almost shaking. Look at his arms. Just got to get yourself in there and not just try to survive, but be aggressive in the first minute of this fight. Be aggressive. Because what Pereira does is he comes in and he sits back on those heels and starts working the kickboxing. And if you get lulled into a minute or two of that, it's over. It's over. Unless you're Israel Adesanya. I mean, it's absolutely over. You got to come in and be aggressive. So let me tune this thing up. Here we go. Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree Jr., full fight reaction. We're here to the end. This is for the title. Light heavyweight division. Nobody believes Khalil Rountree Jr. can win this fight, including myself. So both fighters are introduced, and this thing is getting ready to jump off. And either way, I'm hoping for a first-round finish. So both fighters come together. Pereira's a massive dude. He's looking down at Khalil. And that's an intimidating look when you're staring into the eyes of Alex Pereira. I don't wish that upon no man. It's the most fearsome stare down in all of sports when Pereira's sitting there staring you down. I mean, it's crazy. And then you see all the film of him. He's just finishing people, finishing everybody. And then you're standing across from him. What is Khalil thinking right now? Pereira comes right in and Khalil catches a leg and almost lands a left. So Pereira came in aggressive, as he should. Khalil lands a big left. And here's the settling point. Khalil can't allow this to get settled. He's got to make this an absolute battle. He's got to be in Pereira's face. Not let Pereira settle in. Pereira's already settling it. So that's not good. The size difference here is just remarkable. Khalil looking aggressive. Right-left combination doesn't land. He's coming in again with a big left. Pereira just slides back and slides back up. Yeah, Khalil's a left-hander, so what they're saying is the low leg kicks aren't going to be there like they normally are. And that's something that Pereira uses to keep his opponent off, and there it is already, so forget about that. Ooh! Khalil lands a huge left. Oh, baby. And I mean, every time you reset, within 5 seconds, you got to be throwing at Pereira. Because when there's no action, that's where he wants you. He wants to lull you in, and boom. So Khalil's got to keep Pereira off balance instead of the other way around. That's the battle. Big right by Pereira. Yep, and Khalil felt it for the first time. Yeah, they settled in now. And now Pereira is landing those leg kicks. I'm saying it's a wrap for Khalil. Unless he lands something here in the next few minutes. Because Pereira's kind of already settled in. Nice leg kick. Khalil comes in with a right and left. And doesn't look intimidated. Looks like he's here to fight. And it's just interesting to see Pereira go up against a left-hander too, just to see how he deals with the opposite stance. A little bit of a different look. Khalil comes in and eats a left. Now eats a leg kick. Up top. Another one to the leg. You know, when you watch Pereira fight and just watching, you're like, oh my God, if I was in there, he's just standing still, beam, beam. Like, but no. I mean, you can't come in because the counters are ridiculous. The leg kicks keep you off balance. Pereira really trying to establish a leg kicks here. Crowd chant USA. Starting to get behind Khalil. Ooh, another big leg kick by Pereira, caught for a second time by Khalil. I mean, he's literally, oh, big right by Khalil. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and so far, I mean, Khalil hasn't done bad. It's 11-8 in significant strikes. It is kind of going Pereira's way compared to most fights, where you look at his opponent's numbers coming in, and then you get through a round or two, and you're like, they're not landing nearly what they're used to. So Pereira's already doing that to Khalil, but Khalil's still having some good moments. And Pereira's not doing a whole lot. And Khalil is using a lot of energy, where Pereira's just kind of standing in the center, barely moving. Ooh, big left by Khalil. There's a tap. And look at this. Khalil's going to get out of round one. It's big. Round one is done. Yeah, and Khalil's already tired. Oh boy. Oh boy. But you know, you can't blame him. I mean, you got to come in round one and be aggressive. You can't let Alex Pereira settle in. Now, if Khalil runs out of gas, he runs out of gas. So it's kind of like you got to go for it and take chances, and that's what Khalil's doing. I mean, he might pay for it in the end, but he got through round one. Looks really tired, but didn't do too bad. I mean, it's 14-11 in significant strikes for Pereira. 10-6 for Khalil in head strikes. And now Pereira's kind of going back and forth with his coach. Coach kind of settles him down. So Pereira looking a little frustrated. He shouldn't be. I mean, the fight's kind of going the way that he would normally want it to go. Or eventually here, you know, a lot of times in round two is when you see him take over. Khalil Rountree doing a good job of moving around the octagon. You have to against Pereira, but you're going to get tired. Khalil comes in with a big left and a right and another left. No signs of slowing down. And Khalil must have seen something on tape, because he is not backing up, which is crazy against Pereira. Because he's got the leg kicks, he's got the power. But also, when Pereira gets you backing up, that's when he's at his strongest, right? That's when he gets to finish. He lulls you to sleep. Did it to Sean Strickland. Did it to Yuri Prochazka. Did it to Jamal Hill. Did it to Adesanya in the first fight. So Khalil has got to plant his feet in the center and not move back, and that's sort of what he's doing. Big right by Pereira, now a left. And you see when he lands, it's causing Khalil problems. He's not landing a lot, but when he lands, and Khalil's going to slow down. So Pereira's going to start seeing things much better as his fight goes on. How many leg kicks? Pereira's got 8, so he's not going crazy. Lands a 9th right there. I don't see any problems with Khalil's lead leg right now. Oof. And this is wild. I mean, this is wild. The champion versus number 8 contender. It just shows you that forget the rankings. Dana White's looking at this like, who's got the best shot? I mean, there's 7 guys ahead of Khalil Rountree, yet he's getting the fight. But who else is going to beat Pereira? Rakic? No. Prochazka? No. Jamal Hill? No. So who else? Yeah, you can say Magomed ain't Goliath, but he's got to, he's got to make a statement against somebody. Big right by Khalil. Pereira now really starting to settle into this fight. You see him, he's starting to move forward more. Khalil Rountree's running out of energy. So, that's all Pereira needs is just to slow you down a little bit. He lands a nice left jab. Khalil comes in, misses on a right. Ooh. Oh! Khalil caught Pereira. On a spinning back kick, Pereira missed. Khalil caught him with a big right. Pereira almost went down. Oh, baby. The rest of the night won't matter if Khalil Rountree KOs Alex Pereira. I'm just telling you. This crowd is going to feel like the most special place there is in all the UFC. But Pereira leading here 16-7 in this round. He led 14-11 in round 1. So this is what Pereira does. I mean, you look at the numbers of Khalil Rountree and all the KOs and a big left by Khalil. But you see all these numbers that he can put up. And then we're near the end of round 2. He's only got 20 significant strikes. And that's because Pereira just keeps you off guard. And as much as Khalil Rountree has done in these first 2 rounds, to see him only 20 significant strikes, that's 2 per minute, way below the average. I mean, oh, big leg kick by Khalil. Oh my goodness. We got a fight. We got a fight. Oh my gosh. There it is. Beam. Yeah, Pereira almost went down. He missed on the spinning leg kick. And Khalil just caught him. Beam. Really from behind. Here's a head kick. Boom. And I'll say right now, this next minute is huge for Khalil Rountree. I mean, just huge. Khalil doesn't sit down in between rounds. Smart. And I'll tell you what, Khalil doesn't look any more tired than Pereira. Pereira's that fear he puts in you at the beginning of the fight, that's gone. We're now in it. And you're starting to see a little bit of the will break from Pereira. Not a lot, but enough where Khalil's probably feeling a lot better. Like he's got a shot here. Not saying he's going to win, but that's how he's got to be feeling. I mean, you got to be. You're farther than like the last 3 or 4 fights that Pereira's had. You're in round 3. Big right by Pereira. Oh, big left by Khalil. Oh my gosh. Oh. Body kick. That was big by Khalil. Khalil's starting to feel it. Keep moving, Khalil. Keep moving. Khalil missing, just barely missing on a big right. Tell you what, Khalil's fighting really well. Really well. Nice leg kick by Pereira, followed by a jab. Gets the crowd on its feet. And all of a sudden, these odds are coming way down. Way down. Yeah, you are starting to see the difference. Usually it's Pereira causing confusion among his opponents, and he's definitely caused that for Khalil at times. But now it's Khalil causing confusion for Pereira. The opposite stance is a problem. The constant movement by Khalil is a problem, although he takes a big left, now a right. Look out. Another jab by Pereira. And as soon as Khalil seems like could potentially be in trouble, he always responds with a combination. Nice counter. Head strikes 22-22. I mean, it's right there. Khalil's right there. Beam. Ooh. Pereira takes a left. Now Khalil takes a left. I'll tell you what, Khalil's endurance is impeccable. Oh, big left by Khalil. Khalil's not far off from landing one big, powerful strike that could finish this thing, I'm telling you. Pereira too, it's always like that for Pereira. But Khalil's looking like he's even this thing more and more, or he's starting to believe more and more, which is huge against Pereira. If you're watching this, you got to be surprised. We're late in round 3. 120 left. Head strikes 27-25 for Pereira. I mean, it's right there. You know, they've talked a lot about the AI rankings replacing the UFC rankings, and it's going to be interesting because, like, it's like if Khalil doesn't win this fight, he doesn't move above number 8. But I would argue right now, even if he loses right now in the 3rd round, he should be number 3 or number 4. I mean, he's doing better than all the other guys above him against Pereira. Yeah, Khalil's starting to feel it now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Khalil's got to dig deep. Starting to get tired. Punches are starting to take effect now. The jab's starting to take effect. And I can't help but to root for Khalil a little bit. He's looked good. They're going to have to settle him down here at the end of this round. Here it is, final 10 seconds, round 3. And Khalil's power is beginning to wane. And you can see it. Oh. Pereira finishes strong at the end of the round. And Khalil's now looked like Pereira was breaking at the end of round 2. Now Khalil looks like he's breaking at the end of round 3. So I mean, we gotta fight on our hands though. Definitely gotta fight on our hands. I can't believe this thing's going to round 4. Whew. I mean, it could be 3-0 Pereira, but it's likely 2-1. And I don't know if Khalil has enough to win the next 2 rounds. Like, he needs a finish. Regardless of what happens, Khalil came in to fight tonight. That's the bottom line. in the lead up to this thing, a lot of people wondering why the number 8 contender? Who's Khalil Rountree, right? There's not a number 2 or 3 guy that can fight? No. Pereira's beat them all. Khalil's the next guy. I mean, what are you going to let Khalil do? Go and win another 2 fights and make it 8 in a row? No, give him the title shot right now. And forget the rankings sometimes. Pereira's a guy that wants to fight. He's not a champion of ducks. This guy is so active, it's ridiculous. Round 4 underway. Championship rounds are here. While you're watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All this work we're doing tonight, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. Get access to all the predictions. We're doing predictions for every fight, each and every week. Make no mistake about it. Right now we're 6-5 on the night. We need Pereira to win, but I can't help but root for Khalil a little bit. Man. Now it's Pereira. Seems like he's starting to feel better about himself. Like he's really in his zone right now. Khalil Rountree slowing down just enough to where he's no longer effective with the movements and the big power shots. Like Pereira's slowly breaking him down. You're looking at lead leg kicks, calf kicks, all that stuff now. Oh, big left by Pereira. Yeah. Khalil's breaking a little bit. And I know you got to go through another 8 minutes of just tough combat with your opponent. But if you're Khalil and you could just get to a decision here, that would be a major, major feat. But earlier in the fight, when they would reset, Khalil was constantly throwing punches. Now he's beginning to take them. And Pereira's, comfortable to sit there for 5-10 seconds without Khalil doing anything. And Pereira's really starting to take over. These guys are swinging, though. Pereira's winning the battle, but these guys are swinging. Look at this. This is great. Pereira's landing, and it's getting close. It's getting close. Khalil's breaking, but he's still throwing. He lands a left. Not much power on it, but he's still throwing. Gosh. Man, Khalil, you got heart, man. Khalil's got heart. Unbelievable. Because Pereira's breaking him down now. Oh, my goodness. Khalil might not make it through. He's definitely not coming out for the 5th. Like, this thing's getting rough. Pereira just hitting the punching bags now. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, Khalil's going to go down. He stumbles. He stays up. There's 2 minutes left. This is a long time. He's not coming out for round 5 regardless. And Khalil's breaking now. Pereira's just opening up. Khalil's covering up, and that's not good against Pereira, right? And even though Khalil's in trouble, he's trying to appear that he still has something left. But I think Pereira sees it and knows he doesn't. And this thing is moments away from coming to an end. And Pereira's just taking his time, though. Taking his time. And he's really opened up now, 110 to 52 in significant strikes. And you think about that coming from Pereira, that's rough. Yeah, Khalil has no power left. Big right by Pereira, big left. Look at Khalil, man. This guy's got heart, dude. This guy's got heart. Oh, my goodness. Nobody else could take this from Pereira. Oof. Whew, man. Pereira's just a beast. Oh, this might be it. Alex Pereira opening up now. This could be the beginning of the end. I'll tell you what, Khalil has heart, man. Khalil has heart, but he's like one punch away from going down. There's a right. There's a body shot, and that's going to probably be it. Khalil goes down, and that's it. And Pereira tries to go in for more. He gets pulled off by the ref, and Alex Pereira retains the belt. But dang, I'll tell you what, the story of the night is Khalil Rountree, too. I mean, Alex Pereira is a ridiculous champ. Oh my goodness gracious. Alex Pereira is ridiculous, man. He's going to move to 12-2. And he withstood he withstood a barrage from Khalil Rountree, right? He withstood it. And just over time broke him down. But Khalil Rountree has tremendous heart. Tomorrow, or whenever the rankings come out, Khalil Rountree should be 3 or 4. But that's not how it works. It's crazy. Unbelievable. So listen, that's a wrap, man. Alex Pereira retains the belt, KOs Khalil Rountree. Basically KOs him into submission with 27 seconds left in round 4. But Khalil Rountree held in there for nearly 20 minutes with one of the baddest dudes on the planet. And had chances in rounds 2 and 3, but couldn't get the job done. So Alex Pereira wins, 12-2. Still champion, baby. Light heavyweight division. UFC 307. So listen, man, I appreciate y'all watching. It's been real. But it's time to wrap this thing up. I got to get to bed. It's late, man. It's freaking late. And we went through about 100 rounds tonight. Unbelievable. But listen, much love. We'll be back tomorrow with more predictions and the reaction podcast. Have a great night. And as always, God bless. Peace.